Ladies and gentlemen, hello, 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 and hey now on this Fun King Friday. That's right, baby. Here we go on a Friday, but not just any Friday. You know what Friday it is. It is the Friday. That's right, the Friday. The Friday where we're all going to hang out together at Siluria Brewing Company tonight. Yes, sirree. Today's the day. Want to see y'all out there tonight. We'll be set up indoors because it's cold as what they call a witch's tit. It's cold. And I mean, you'll be allowed to go outside if you want to. But, we're going to have most of our stuff indoors. So we want to see you out there, and it's going to be a good time and all that stuff. Got beer, got food, got music, got all kinds of stuff. Y'all already know this. I just want to make sure that y'all make the plans to go. Leland's going to be doing his show live out there. So even if you got a tight schedule, you want to go by and swing by and watch Leland do a show for a minute or something like that, more than welcome to do that, however you want to break it down. I would imagine the entire staff would probably be there closer to 6. Is that kind of when we consider the party to start, 6 o'clock?
I'll probably be there 5, maybe a little after.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna try to wait for my wife to get off work before I go, and so we can go together. Also have we're still calling him P Diddy, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
have decided to keep that, huh?
Yeah, we reinstated it because the other guy's known as Diddy. This is P Diddy. He's had that name for almost 16 years now. He'll be with me as well. Danny Knowles of the Knowles Group making this happen. Also, Crocker Moving Services. I will say, and we did this last year. I think I mentioned it yesterday, that Danny is going to be giving away a TV, like a whole damn TV.
Good stuff.
Yeah. And I think a couple of other gift bags. I don't know what's in it, but they just know that they're giving away some stuff. You got chances to win prizes just for showing up. And Crocker Moving Services will be set up there and everything else. There's going to be a good old time. So y'all come out.
Bring that unwrapped toy, don't forget.
Yeah, don't forget your unwrapped toy. You bring that. That's your price of admission. I don't care if you just go buy, some toy at Walmart or whatever. Just grab something. It ain't got to be nothing specific. It ain't got to be a certain gender. It can be gender neutral, non-binary. I don't care. Just get a toy and bring it with you. And then you'll just, I think we'll have like a table set up or something. You ain't even got to take it out of the bag. Just put it on the table and move on. Go get your beer. Go get your beer on. What else? Is that it? Do I have any other big announcements on this Friday? Well, I guess I do. My heat's back on at my house.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So a one-night thing, huh?
As a one-nighter. I don't think I explained to you the full story, but what had happened was our bill got kind of lost in the mix, so it didn't get paid. And it wasn't even like it was a lot of money. It was probably like $100 or something. And so guy comes out there 2 days ago, and Trisha's like, well, what are you doing? He's like, I'm here to cut your gas off. And she's like, why? And he's like, because you didn't pay the bill. And she's like, oh, well, let me pay the bill. And so she pays the bill. And then he puts a lock on the thing. And she's like, well, the bill's paid. He's like, yeah, but I can't take the lock off.
Yeah, his last order was, I have to lock it.
Yeah, which sucked. And so we went all Wednesday night without heat. It was miserable. It was so freaking cold in the house. And then they said, we'll be back between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. on Thursday to cut it back on.
Nice window.
Yeah, nice big fat window. And they showed up about 3 o'clock is when the guy got there. And he was nice. I mean, he was even like, because he had to come inside, because I guess they're required to light the pilot light on like the hot water heater and stuff.
Oh, yeah, probably true, yeah.
And he's like, you got a really nice house. And I was like, well, don't talk to me about it, because I had nothing to do with it. I said, talk to her. She's the one. Like, she's one of these people that's like real adamant about, keeping the house clean, and also real adamant, as everybody knows at this point, with decorating for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
So homeboy thought he was like in a Christmas wonderland coming in there to light my pilot light. He's like, wow, this is really nice. I'm like, yep. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears from both of us that was put into this. Did I put up any of those decorations? No, I didn't. But I spent many of 10:30 p.m.s at Target and Walmart slaving over a hot self-checkout register, making sure this could happen. So, but yeah, again, he was nice. Super nice dude. Appreciate him coming out there and putting our heat back on after 30 hours. It was an exciting time.
And a 13-hour window of when they might get it done.
Yeah.
Not blaming the guy who came out. It's the gas company's problem.
Yeah.
See if you can narrow that down a little bit more.
Exciting
Maybe
time.
just cut it in half.
Yep. Exciting time to be alive in the McClain household. That's for sure. So, with it being Fun King Friday, I don't think we have Damien today. I think Damien is out. I feel like he takes off every Friday now. I don't ever see him. That's why we had to bring him in Monday. But big football weekend, Alabama versus Georgia rematch number 217.
Fifth time that they've met in the SEC title game that I've read.
Fifth time. And they don't normally play in regular season, but they did this time. And so this is possibly, if Alabama wins, this is possibly the second out of 3 Alabama-Georgia matchups. I personally don't think that would happen. And I don't know, maybe they bumped Georgia out of the, out of the playoff. But how did...
That'd be tight.
And so, all right, Georgia's lost 1 game, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And it was to Alabama.
And it was Alabama.
Okay. So if you lose this game as Georgia, you still have only lost to 1 team, right? And so, yeah, it's 2 losses on your record, but you also got to say to yourself, well, I mean, at the best, they could be the second best team in the country.
Yeah, I mean, they're 3rd ranked right now. You lose to the number 9 ranked team, you're not going to drop that far. They're going to the playoffs. And if Alabama beats them, they're guaranteed to go too.
That's what I would think. And of course, we're going to have all this speculation and accusations about, the playoff committee. I think Vanderbilt's like, we should have another game playing. I'm like, shut up. Could Vanderbilt shut up already? I'm so sick of them. Yeah. You don't need a play-in game. Give me a break. Okay. All right. So you play 12 games, and then you have the SEC championship, but every other conference team gets to play a game as well. Like, that's dumb.
We'll just give you a 10th game for no reason whatsoever in conference.
Yeah. And what are you going to do? You're going to talk about who made it and who didn't make it after those games. So just chill. Don't get me wrong. I would like more football. I don't mind it. I just think the argument's kind of dumb. There's no need to do it.
Yeah. And it was, let's face it, it was so predictable. When they said, okay, we're going to go to the 14 playoff, we immediately started wondering when they were going to expand that. And they said, okay, we'll go to 12. And we immediately go, well, how about 16?
Yeah.
It's the never-ending argument. It doesn't matter how many teams you put in the playoff. We're always going to go, well, how about this many more? Dude, we've already got 68 like the NCAA basketball tournament. Well, we need 69.
Yeah, if you go 16, you can't go 16 based on trying to satisfy college football fans or coaches. You've got to do it because you think it's the right thing to do. I'm not completely opposed to it, but I don't think we should do it because we need to make sure, Marshall or whoever gets in the playoffs.
Exactly.
It's not that serious. So I think if you move to 16-team playoff, you do it because it's going to be good entertainment for the fans.
Yeah, and then the 17th ranked team goes, well, what about us?
You tell 17.
It's going to happen.
Tell number 17 to kick rocks.
It's going to happen, though. You know it.
So anyway, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Everybody I'm talking to seems highly confident that Alabama's going to win this game. And, maybe they're right. It seems like Georgia can't ever get over the hump that is Alabama. So I understand that line of thinking. But how many times Alabama has kind of, they're shown a little bit of weakness when it comes to, you know, when it comes to the Oklahoma game. We everybody forgot about Florida State. It was like, well, that was a fluke because Alabama's then, ripping and running.
Yeah, they ran out and got onto that run.
And if they would have beat Oklahoma and just continued on, everybody would have been like, oh, Alabama's the best team. But now you got to ask yourself, hey, there's that Oklahoma game. So obviously there are some weaknesses. Georgia Kirby's probably highly, analyzing that film to see where Oklahoma had success. And it's, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, you're probably right. Alabama's probably going to win.
We'll see.
We shall see. All right. Let's go to the Hey Now roll call for this Friday and see who gets to pick a song today.
Remember, Cover Song Friday.
Cover Song Friday, and we'll play it at 10:30. Who's the early birds today? We've got Lynn, a little bit early. We got Austin, a little bit early. Dexter, a little bit early. Mike from Canada, a little bit early. Which puts number one in the hands of this week's winner, the one, the only, Kerry Cook. Hello, Kerry. Kerry Cook, congratulations, buddy. Free Pilot at 2 and Shane at 3. Then you got Jay, you got Maggie and Trent. And hell yeah, Ricky and Jeff with the J's, and Boomer and Kevin and Mark and Hippie with the J's. You got Grumpy Old Goat, Heath, Roger, Tommy, Ron, Scott, Odin. You got Ross and Cherry from Clay, Dr. McGrady, Jeremy, Lisa, Jesse with an RTR. You got Dale, you got Mark and Kim with a happy Friday, and Rudy. Rick says let's just have a 100-team playoff. Maybe.
Well, that'll solve the problem.
Maybe we should do that. That's not a bad idea. Just put 100 teams up. Just have call it an all-team playoff. And let everybody be in the playoffs.
That's what the regular season is, ladies and gentlemen.
Just see what happens. Let's just have a second season. Let's just have year-round football.
Oh, there you go. Now we're talking.
It's a year-round college football. All right. Kerry, send us your song, buddy. We'll be playing that at 10:30. 205-545-9950. We'll get you in on this Fun King Friday, this Christmas extravaganza Friday. We're going to have a blast. Yeah. Mike says the system has already gone too far. And he's referring to the system of college football. I mean, I agree on a lot of fronts. Like, we have really screwed the pooch on college football. I could feel it this year. I don't know if any of y'all felt this way, but like I was always super passionate about college football. I mean, when I started in radio, I was a sports guy, and I bled orange. I was just it was. I wasn't gonna miss a second, even if we're getting clobbered. Like, I'm not gonna cut the game off early. And then this year it was kind of different. Still excited, still cheering. I didn't find myself yelling and screaming in the living room like I previously had. And I did find myself cutting off games halfway through the fourth quarter when we obviously lost. It's like when we were losing to Vandy in the fourth quarter, I was literally on Newsmax, and I had my tablet in front of me with the game on, and I'm having to talk to the Newsmax host as I'm watching Vanderbilt run away with the game. And it was, by the way, I did have a new booker from Newsmax reach out to me, and they want me to come back on next Friday, like a week from today.
On Friday?
Yeah, but they want me to come on like their 2 to 3 show.
Okay.
So
you're moving up in the world.
Yeah, I would just have to. I'd have to get down to the studio fast enough in order to make that happen. But what that tells me is that the people at Newsmax or the bookers are like sharing my number with each other.
What sounds like, yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, you want to get this guy that wears a T-shirt and a ball cap on your show to talk about diapers?" Which I'll talk about whatever. I don't care. Joel said everyone gets a trophy. That's the way it should be. Michael says, Andrew, check to see if a gas company changed your billing to email. I had a credit card company charge me $40 late fee last year. Turns out that they had changed billing to my wife's email. I paid them off and canceled the credit card. Possibly. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But I do know I had to pay $50 to have them cut it back on. $50, just flushing it down the drain, man. It's all right, though. I've flushed plenty of $50 down the drain in my time. Jesse says, we do stress Kirby all the way out, but rematches are tough. Still rolling with the Tide. Yeah, I agree. Y'all do stress Kirby out. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, it'd be a good weekend of football, if you ask me. I think it'll be good. What time is the game? I should know. Like, my stepdaughter's actually going to the game.
I think it's 3:00.
3:00 in Atlanta. That's 3:00 our time?
I think
guess
so, yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And then the evening one is the 1 versus 2 matchup of Ohio State, Indiana.
God, I hope Indiana wins that game.
I think it'd be funny as heck if they did.
I really don't like Ohio State. Plus, it's cool to see Indiana's success. I ain't got nothing against Indiana.
No. I don't think anybody has anything against Indiana. Nobody even realized they had a football team for a while.
I think it would be good for college football if Indiana runs the table and wins the national championship. I know that seems far-fetched, but if they did...
We've seen Stranger.
If they did, their coach would be in the SEC before next season.
I don't know. He's got a heck of a buyout. He just signed an extension there at Indiana that's pretty serious, stout.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They spare no expenses. I mean,
I agree. I'm just saying it'd be a heck of a buyout.
Even with didn't Mark Stoops get fired from Kentucky?
Yep.
Like, he had a crazy buyout. It wasn't as expensive as some, but it was one of these buyouts where you had to pay it all at one time. You couldn't pay it over the course of X number of years. So, I mean, money ain't nothing. Money used to be something in college football. Like, there would be teams that were like, no, we can't afford that buyout. But now they don't care. Because the people with the money are like, they just give me what you need. We'll get rid of this coach and bring this coach in. So he might not listen. He might not get swept away for next season. But plus, everybody in the SEC's found all their coaches, haven't they? Auburn, Florida, Ole Miss, LSU. Kentucky hasn't found theirs, have they?
Not that I've heard.
What about UAB? I saw that they put their coaching position.
Just hired Alex Mortensen.
Was he the assistant coach?
Yeah, he was the interim coach that took over after they fired.
I saw that they put their coaching position on LinkedIn as a hiring post.
Probably just to make sure that they got it posted.
That's kind of, boy, if you're the new coach and you're like, man, y'all posted it on LinkedIn before you hired me, come on. What's the deal here? Best of luck, man. Maybe he'll do good. I mean, a block of wood could do better than Trent Dilfer. Yeah. I remember when who was it? Saint Lunatics, Nelly did they did a song called Batter Up, and they had a part of the song which was covering this song. Even though that was a cover, you said, but
Yeah, I found a cover of the TV theme song. Who knew?
yeah, good stuff. By the way, I'm looking at the Kennedy Center in Washington. Trump is there since the U.S. is hosting the World Cup for the first time since 1994. They're doing the World Cup draw. What does that mean? Are they like drawing names for who plays who?
Yeah, because there's so many different countries that are in there. They got to put them all in little groups of 4 or 5 teams in a little group, and they all play each other round robin, and then start working towards a playoff. So,
well, do they do it like based on the size of the country, or
I think it's just random.
Really?
I think so.
So you could have like Haiti playing, Spain,
Sure.
or that's interesting. I don't know. I'm kind of fascinated by the World Cup, and I have been over the past. Do they do it yearly, or is it every 4 years?
Every 3, 4. I think
4
it's 4 years.
Okay, so I think the last one I was kind of interested in it. Soccer is, for a long time I've been against soccer. I felt like it was kind of a communist sport, but seeing the athletic ability that it takes to play soccer is commendable at the very least. I mean, these guys are true athletes. And, I think as Americans, we don't really like games that don't have a lot of points. Now, granted, back in the day, college football, you had a lot of 3 to 6 games, and we enjoyed it at that time. But it's something about a 1 to 2 game that's just like, and plus we don't understand the rules and all this kind of stuff. So it's weird. But when the World Cup comes around, it's such a big deal that I kind of like watching it. It's kind of cool. So Trump, yeah, he's on the red carpet at the Kennedy Center, and he is taking questions from the press. I don't guess we have any audio. He's talking to different outlets and stuff. So if he says anything, we'll bring it to you. If he doesn't, it's not that big a deal. They're just talking about World Cup stuff. There's plenty of other things going on, which we're going to get to. Also, phone lines are open for you. 205-545-9950. That's a 545-9950. Big story yesterday. As you know, this kind of played out in real time during our show, and we didn't get any real information until the end of my show. So I've kind of watched all this play out over the past 20 hours. But we now know who the accused DC pipe bomber was. And if you recall, yesterday on the show, I said there's some images out there floating. There's some images floating out there of who this guy is, or who just random accounts on the internet were claiming this guy was. And also his dad, and just, it was very vague, and it was these accounts that, nobody had ever heard of. And I thought, well, that's probably not right. That's probably not the guy. But then in retrospect, it was the guy. Like, the internet did find out who this guy was before it was ever announced who this guy was. His name is... What was his name? I forgot. Brian Cole. Is it Brian Cole? Brian Cole, who is a guy out of Virginia, ran a bail bonds company that not only worked to free illegals, but he actually sued the Trump administration to free illegals during Donald Trump's first term. So here's what we know. Cole and his father worked as bail bondsmen under multiple, and I mentioned bail bondmen earlier in the show yesterday, because that was some of that preliminary information that we were just getting online from random people. Turns out it was right. worked as a bail bondsman under multiple company names. One was Statewide Bonding Incorporated, which handles immigration bonds, helping illegal immigrants evade prison. In 2020, Statewide, the bond company, sued the Trump DHS over supposedly abusing illegals. The Court of Appeals in D.C. threw out the lawsuit in November of 2020. 2 months later, Cole allegedly planted these bombs. Here's the way. Who do I got to report on this? Daily Wire. They say Cole Jr. and his father worked as bail bondsmen under various company names, initially in Fairfax County, Virginia. Public records suggest that the father moved to Knoxville around 2017. One of those corporate names was Statewide Bonding Inc., Immigration Bonds, which helps illegals avoid jail. Statewide's website lists the same address as Free U Bonds. It's Free U, like the letter U. If I'm in jail, I say Free U Bonds. I'm like, no, that's the off-brand. I ain't calling them. Free U Bonds, which Cole lists as his company on LinkedIn, and Cole is listed as Statewide Bonding's owner in a dispute over bonds for illegal immigrants in the state of Colorado. Statewide sued the Trump administration, DHS, over its treatment of illegal immigrants weeks before Cole allegedly planted the pipe bombs on November 10th, 2020. The Court of Appeals in D.C. sided with the administration in the case, ruling that the lower court had properly thrown out all of Statewide's claims. In addition to his work for illegal alien invaders, Cole whipped out the race card after Rutherford County Assistant District Attorney John Zimmerman expressed concern about the bail bond company's tactics. Appearing alongside race-hustling attorney Benjamin Crump in a November 2021 press conference, Cole alleged Zimmerman was targeting minority-owned companies and defaming him on the basis of his race. Cole said to the media at that time, "I've never met the opposition that I've met with Zimmerman coming after our company the way he has. He's defamed me. He's called my insurance company. We hope that the Department of Justice can come in and do a brief investigation because we've seen a lot of questionable acts that Mr. Zimmerman has demonstrated towards minority-owned companies." Crump then piled on, saying it was appalling and alleging Cole was called a punk and a thug. Of course, Crump inferred these words are racist code words, but he says, what about him? A lot of people believe they know the answer. Anyway, so no wonder the Biden regime was so desperate to avoid an actual investigation into this act of criminality, because this is one of them. This is not only a big-time Trump hater, but also a guy that was fighting for illegals, which was the Biden administration top priority. Their biggest accomplishment, and by accomplishment, I mean also accomplishing, destroying this country, was the illegal immigration deal, was the open borders. And this guy was right there in the mix, helping them out. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe Christopher Wray came across him and said, I kind of like this guy. We may need to keep him around. We don't want to throw him in jail. Plus, he's a black guy, and he doesn't fit the role of a super white MAGA dude. Then we find out the family of the pipe bomb suspect speaks out, breaks their silence. According to let me go through these. According to the criminal complaint, blah, blah, blah. He goes through all the devices that he had. He had 6 1x8 galvanized pipes, black and galvanized end caps, white Walmart kitchen timers, 9-volt batteries and connectors, red and black 14-gauge electric wire, and steel wool was what was used. All of these items were purchased across Northern Virginia between 2019 and 2020. And again, shockingly, after January 6th, when Cole allegedly continued purchasing timers, pipes, and batteries. So maybe he was going to do it again. Who knows? Cole's cell phone had 7 data transactions between 7:39 p.m. and 8:24 p.m. on January 5th. These transactions occurred on cell tower sectors covering the exact path the bomber walked as captured on surveillance footage. Blah, blah, blah. We know all that. This is where his family speaks out, though. The suspect's grandmother, Loretta, told the New York Post, he's almost autistic, like because he doesn't understand a lot of stuff. I hope he is not talking. She also said he's very naive. He wouldn't hurt a fly. He's just not that kind of person. I don't believe this at all. He's not a terrorist. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, that's kind of what I expected to come out about him. Now, is that true, or is that just grandmama trying to stick up for her grandbaby? Could be. But at the same time, you got a guy with a little bit of autism. He's awkward. He's a loner. You know. He gets approached online by the FBI. You know, we've seen that song and dance before. But also, you have to consider he was running a bail bonds company. He was in a press conference with Ben Crump at one time, suing the Trump DOJ. But hey, could he have been taken advantage of by those people? Who knows? We do have Trump speaking at the Kennedy Center. He's not official press conference, but it looks like he's just taking a moment to talk to reporters. Let's go to that.
We've done, you can look at the walls, the marble was broken, everything, it was a mess, and we've really taken the Kennedy. So a lot of people thought it was going to be ripped down, and we did just the opposite. So we've done a really great renovation job on it, and over the next 3-4 months it'll be complete, and we're honored to have it here. And it's been very special. We've set a record on ticket sales, as you probably heard already, even long before the event itself. And we're working with Canada, and we're working with Mexico. And it's been a really spectacular. So far, it's been spectacular. Daniel, do you have a question?
What are your expectations? You once said that the FIFA World Cup was an opportunity to put, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to put the greatness of the United States on display.
Well,
1 billion eyeballs will be watching, Mr. President.
Yeah, I think even today I understand. I hear that, I know we're a little late to get in there, but it's okay.
They wait.
So all my friends, I guess they have to wait then.
Yeah, they wait.
But no, the numbers are incredible. I hear today's numbers are very big. I hope CNN is covering.
They 1 billion eyeballs.
Today's numbers are very, very big.
You're expected to get the FIFA Peace Prize, Mr. President. What would you say to people who say that prize might conflict with your pledge to strike Venezuela?
Well, I think the Peace Prize, I settled 8 wars. I don't know that I'm getting it. I haven't been officially noticed. I've been hearing about a Peace Prize, and I'm here to represent our country in a different sense. But I can tell you I did settle 8 wars, and we have a 9th coming, which nobody's ever done before. But I want to really save lives. I don't need prizes. I need to save lives, and we're saving a lot of lives. I've saved millions and millions of lives, and that's really what I want to do. And I also want to run a great country. And the United States right now is the hottest country anywhere in the world. And 1 year ago it was dead. We had a dead country, and now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Well, you Canada and Mexico, Mr. But what are you going to discuss with the leaders?
Well, we're going to meet with both, and we're getting along very well. We're getting along very well. I don't know. I think we have a meeting set up for sometime after the event.
We'll discuss trade.
Yeah, we'll discuss trade. We get along very well. Thank you, everybody, very much.
All right, so there's Trump. Just a quick brief stop by the media pool there at the Kennedy Center. We wanted to see what he has to say. Let me hop back to the pipe bomber, though. So that was his grandmother. She said that she don't believe he's a terrorist. She said that Cole works at the Family Bail Bondsman Company, Brian Cole Bail Bonds. She added that he also worked for DoorDash for a time. She says he doesn't have any ties to D.C. I don't even know how they included him in this. Again, you got 2 possible scenarios here. You got a guy with TISM. You got a guy that's kind of, not all there, if you will, and possibly an influential individual. And I mean, some can be influenced. If he owns a bail bonds company, but is also doing DoorDash on the side, I got to imagine that he's not making a whole lot of money because, they usually side gig. You don't usually get a side gig if you make a lot of money unless you're, trying to save money or whatever you're doing. The suspect's step-grandfather, Earl, said in a brief phone call to NBC News that he spoke with the FBI about a step-grandson. He declined to make any additional comment, NBC said, and Brian Cole Sr., Cole's dad, declined to make any comment at all. A neighbor told the New York Post he's very antisocial, he keeps to himself. So anyway, I'm just like, what, those descriptions of that individual tell me that, there's a possibility. It's possible that there's more to this story, but hey, we'll see. Your phone call is coming up next, 205-545-9950, 545-9950. And to just add to it, CNN has now put out an article saying that the accused DC pipe bomber told the FBI he believed the 2020 election was stolen. Okay. So let me get this straight, CNN. And by the way, you have to read the article to understand. Like they obviously are stating this as fact, but here's how they lay it out. During interviews with the FBI, the suspect arrested in the pipe bomb probe told investigators that he believed the 2020 election was stolen, providing perhaps the first indication of a possible motive for the bombs placed near the DNC and RNC headquarters. People briefed on the matter said. People briefed on the matter. Super important people briefed on the matter. Okay. Wait, but what if he said it? It just proves he is crazy or influential. You know? You mean to tell me that he thought the election was stolen, so he went and placed bombs at both the RNC and DNC? All in the lead up to that, he was hand in hand with Ben Crump fighting for illegal immigrants. And he's like, the Democrats stole the election. Now I'm going to have all this business of bonding out illegals. Let me go put a bomb. Okay. All right. Dave's on the line. Dave, what's up? Hey, Dave. Dave, what's up, buddy? Dave and Adiana. Here now. Hey, man. Good. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, man, my bills are high, dude. Yeah, if y'all saw my power bill, you ought to have a friggin' stroke. I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It's ridiculous. My gas bill's not so bad most of the time, but my power bill, Lord have mercy. I need Daddy Trump to come save me from this power bill next year. Please. Help.